Damn, you went 3 hours without nobody telling you that your mic was muted. Well, I knew eventually I was going to check the audio. I'm just glad it checked now because I was kind of in the middle of recording for a video. Well, I would say recording, but I was going to take this part out of stream. Anyways, we're gonna rewind this back, and I'll just give my points as they go. But anyways, to start over because you guys didn't hear me, gaming is dying, and I do believe gaming is dying. And Bel Air News here is going to explain why within the first 2 minutes. And maybe this time we won't mess it up.
Sometimes things feel different, but you can't quite put your finger on why. Well, today you're going to find out why, because gaming has changed. We've got new data that suggests 90...
So this right here, mobile gaming is king, and I do agree with this. Most of the 40-year-old blonde-headed Karens who play Candy Crush and stuff, they are king when it comes to gaming right now currently. If you look at the stats don't lie, and that is that mobile gaming is king. It makes so much money, it's actually insane. And what sucks about it is that most mobile games are gacha games. They're not made for artistic value or purpose. They're made to get you to jip you out of your money.
3% of kids prefer playing games on phones. Not PC, not console, phones. So remember your boy Wyatt Cheng? Don't you guys have phones? Oh dear, turns out he was a little bit prescient. But here's another aspect.
I hate Blizzard.
To it. It's how these kids engage with games.
Kids have the attention spans nowadays of a fucking mosquito, of a gnat. Because all they care about is TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. And this is causing people to not give a fuck about what quality games that they make. Studios nowadays aren't making thought-provoking games because children don't care for thought-provoking games. Their brains have become mush and they don't give a shit. And so all they care about is Minecraft and Fortnite and Roblox because they're the latest and biggest trends that do stuff that other companies don't. Crossovers and constantly adding shit to keep you engaged, to keep you going back. It's like it's I forgot what it's called, buyer's retention. I think that's the term for it. And that causes people to keep coming back no matter what they do. In my opinion, it's not a very healthy marketing strategy, but it does work. Unfortunately, it does work. So, yeah, there it is.
Here's a quote. They no longer identify as...
Millennials and Gen X tend to be loyal to platforms or genres. Now the younger generations tend to be more loyal to specific experiences. See, this goes back to the whole idea. Kids nowadays are loyal to Fortnite. They're loyal to Roblox. They're loyal to one game and one game only. Variety does not exist in their lives because they know they can get everything that they want from one game specifically. It's like choosing a platform that you listen to music to on, or you choose one platform specifically to play games from, or one platform to I don't know, maybe like an operating system for a phone example. There are people who are loyal to these big companies. They're loyal to Apple. They're loyal to Samsung. They're loyal to Microsoft. They're loyal to... They don't try to use different companies' benefits to their own benefit. They'll marry themselves to one company and one company only, and then they wonder why they can't benefit themselves. It's the stupidest shit ever, in my opinion. You should be taking stuff from every company and using it to benefit yourself, not just marrying yourself to one. But a lot of people do that, and it's very successful. That's what it is. It's very successful, chat. It's very, very successful. And because of that, we have issues like this, where 93% of the gaming audience, or wherever the hell, is playing on phones.
Gamers. They identify as players of a specific game. So it's not that games are a medium that they like, it's that they play Roblox or they play Fortnite. So
there it is.
Based on the real trends that we're seeing, the future of gaming looks like it's people who are fans of one game that probably play it on a phone, which is a bit weird. I don't like it, and it raises a big question.
I don't like mobile gaming either. It's too awkward. And most of those games are gotcha games.
What does it mean for people who prefer what I'll just call traditional gaming experience?
It's gonna die out. Y'all don't want to accept it. I don't want to accept it either, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This is what the future of gaming is. Unless something is done about it, this is it. This is the future. It's gotcha. It's Fortnite. It's games that aren't made to be preserved as art. They're made to sell you a product, and that's it. It's a transaction. Traditional gaming's gonna die.
Experiences. Maybe people like you and me. Okay, so in our last video, we looked at gaming's past and compared it to now. And we talked about the 1983 game crash that leveled the American games industry. It set so many standards for where we are now, but there was a side effect that we didn't talk about, and it's one that's key to gaming's future. You see, when games resurged in America post-1980s game crash, they were sold as toys for children. And
that's why they still don't get respect to this day. Because so many years ago, they were sold for children. My parents are not even that old, and they still consider video games to be for children. That's just the way it is. You've tainted an entire generation of people who now believe to this day that gaming is still for children, when it's clearly not. That's what happens.
Decided the marketing for like the next 40 years.
You know, I actually heard this is the reason why for a very long time gaming companies weren't allowed to market they had to write under their consoles as being toys for a very long time, until they got so advanced that they could write them off as PCs or computers. Look it up. It's true. I swear to God, chat. Look it up. I forgot what exact terminology was or example, but I remember hearing one time that apparently, like Sony, for example, Sony had to write off their consoles as toys for many years, and then they eventually had to write them off as computers because they were so advanced. It was like a tax thing or some shit like that, across the globe too. Yeah.
Literally grew up alongside its audience. You had Rob the Robot marketed to young boys. Then came G4, Tony Hawk, Call of Duty.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater is the best skating game, and I will hear no other. Skate's good. Skate's very good. But it ain't Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It's not Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on the PS2. Don't even.
Before the cool teenagers. I was a cool teenager, totally.
Me too, bro.
Now, of course, what do we have? Well, we've got cinematic sad dad games, like The Last of Us. Yeah, it's grown up with us. I'd absolutely say gaming has always been for everyone. Anyone can pick up a game. A Nintendo game is an example. But the culture and the marketing, not so much. It has been targeted. And I want you to think about Battlefield 6 and how it just got revealed. Because they unironically played Limp Bizkit. Yeah, Limp Bizkit. So, you know,
I didn't even know that. I didn't see that trailer. That's cool. That's cool.
Your medicine, if you've remembered this track, and it does kind of show us something. The culture and marketing around the game industry hasn't changed with technology. They haven't changed with demographics. The kids of 2025, they will not be impressed by Limp Bizkit selling a game in a way that maybe.
That's true. They're trying to sell this game to the old heads. They're trying to sell this game to the 20-somethings and 30-somethings, and maybe even the 40-somethings that know what the hell Limp Bizkit is, so they'll buy this game. That's exactly what it is.
The target audience of Battlefield 6 will feel nostalgic.
I love this game's marketing strategy right now. It's actually doing what every game should be, and that's appealing to its fans. Not trying to chase a trend like Call of Duty, or chase a trend like even Apex, for example, or Fortnite. This game is the most Battlefield game it's the most Battlefield game I've ever Battlefield. It feels like it's actually made for they know who their audience is. They know who their audience is.
Especially one that needs a $600 console. And why would they be? They have thousands of experiences on their phones. Experiences that are, to them, just as entertaining. Or, should I say, to their brain chemistry and systems are just as engaging. Personally, I think there's something to be said for the depth of an experience. But, basically, that's what they think games can and should be. And now we've got data. We've got stats to back it up. And, well, take your Vicodin, because this is kind of going to hurt. IGN's State of Gaming report frames this as a generation.
I hate IGN.
Shift, and it does go along with a lot of other data that we've seen. Essentially, Gen X and millennials think of gaming in terms of platform loyalty. That's, you know, the 70s through to the 90s generations. So basically most of the people watching this video, at least per the demographics I see on YouTube. We're no strangers to tribalism in gaming. That's why we, have...
Yeah, gaming's had packs, man. You were a part of the WoW pack. You were a part of the Call of Duty pack. You were a part of the Team Fortress pack. You were a part of the PC pack, the Xbox pack, or PlayStation, Halo. Don't matter. You was a part of a pack. And like I said, console wars, for example. Console wars. Console wars don't exist anymore. And that used to be like some classic schoolyard just arguing and bickering over petty shit. And now you don't get that anymore. You don't get that anymore. The whole aura behind gaming has changed.
A console war or a PC master race. But
classic
between platforms are of course completely breaking down. We see that. I mean, the need for a platform is kind of disappearing. We see that in cross-platform games, but younger generations simply do not engage in the same way whatsoever. Here's some stats to make that make sense. 93% of under 13s prefer playing games on their phone. So that's the 2000s to 2010s generation.
Jesus. Why? This makes me feel old, chat, because I was born in the 2000s. God. This is why I always say I think I'm a 90s baby. Because, like, I don't belong a part of this generation. I don't belong a part of this generation, chat. I don't. These people piss me off. I can't do this.
The cooked generation. Only 50%
very cooked.
prefer a core PC, which of course is very sad. And by PC, it's probably a laptop. Even 32%.
I hate laptop gaming. Why? Just get a tower. Are you afraid to buy a monitor? Are you afraid to buy a microphone, buddy? It's okay. I understand you're used to I know you're used to your device that plays and does everything you want. You know, you can play video games and you can listen to music and you can talk to your friends on your phone, and hell, you can even watch porn all in one. I get it. I get it. Still, I hate it because I don't like doing everything on my phone.
Millennials now prefer playing on phones. I have to wonder if it's because, well, the torment nexus that is called the world has cooked all of our brains to the point where that's really all that we can latch on to.
Yeah. Again, it's that TikTok brain. It's that Twitter brain. That online Redditor brain, bro. I'm telling you, chat. I'm telling you, it's happening. It's over. It's Joe over. There's very little hope still.
Convenience. But for those numbers in the 80s and the 90s, well, that's what those people have grown up with. Now, this graph from Matthew Ball's State of Gaming report does help to explain everything as well. Let's look at Roblox as a case study, which of course does mean content warning. Get ready for some real goddamn sheer horror. Roblox has existed since 2007. That was the first full year of the Xbox 360, PS3.
The best generation, by the way. If you disagree with that, then clearly you're too young to be on the internet, in my opinion. This was the best generation of consoles. Chat. Best generation. I don't care. Best generation. Can't get no better than this.
And the Wii, well, it didn't take off properly until 2016. It didn't really explode until an audience fluid in tablets began playing, and then the pandemic.
iPad kids, chat. Got one sitting in my room right now, matter of fact. iPad kids. That's all they care about. That damn iPad.
Kind of changed everything. Mobile play massively increased, but here's the key difference. Unlike the rest of the industry post-pandemic, Roblox kept growing. Yeah, so you know the way we talk about the games crash and all that stuff? Well, maybe that happened in some places. Roblox, it's the one place where those trends actually held. And it's outperforming everything. This one's crazy. Grow a Garden has the highest concurrent user base ever.
They've got kids doing actual 9-to-5 jobs in this game. I wish I was lying to you, chat, but I'm not. There is an entire market of free labor in this video game. Y'all should look it up. Look it up, chat. Look it up. There's an entire market of free labor going on, like a damn sweatshop, like a shoemaking sweatshop from China inside of Roblox right now. And kids play this shit. They play this. They play this. They get salaries and all kinds of shit. I'm telling you, this is insanity.
Ever of a game with 21.3 million.
22 million players for Grow a Garden. I'm telling you, dude. This shit is insane. That's a lot of fucking people to grow a fucking garden. I'm just saying. See, if these kids were putting themselves out there for the real world, we'd have more beneficial people in the world. But instead of growing a real garden, they want to grow a garden inside of a video game.
It was made by a 16-year-old in 3 days. So, you know, compare your multi-hundred staff AAA studio to a 16-year-old in 3 days, and feel sad.
Yep.
And that might sound alarming. It is alarming.
There's women who sell their bodies on the internet and become millionaires. There's so many ways to make money nowadays, man. At this point, it's just a matter of how smart you are. There's so many ways to make money nowadays. This is insane.
Is this where gaming's going? I mean,
Yes.
I'm already seeing Sega and Starbreeze licensing official games in Roblox. Like a Dragon, Payday, those are in Roblox. You could think the industry will coalesce into platform agnostic mega games, that kids will grow up with them as basically second homes, and that those will wipe out everything else. And I get the fear.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. I ain't got much to say. I just wanted to pause. But yeah, he's right. Bel-Air's right. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to kill out every other game. Or they're going to fall in line and do the same shit. One of the two. It's going to be one of the two. Watch it happen, chat.
Can work. And there are some things to be afraid of, but the thing is, that's already how the games industry works. And I'd say we're already feeling some of the downsides. So what if I told you that Call of Duty and Counter-Strike are basically just Roblox, but for boomers?
Yeah. That's exactly what COD is. COD has a retention plan. It's called player retention. They want to keep you playing as long as possible. So they release a game every year. $70. They shit out a campaign that's not even really all that, and it's 2.5 hours long. Then they get you to play Warzone again. I think COD has the most scummy version of this method, because they make you pay $70 every year for a game that did not take them very long to make. I promise you that. Most COD games that come out nowadays don't even feel separate from each other. And matter of fact, they're not technically, because when you download a new Call of Duty game nowadays, you have to download the entirety of Call of Duty. It's like 300 and something gigabytes, and that includes Warzone, that includes the side modes, that includes multiplayer, that includes the campaign. It's everything. It's all connected. It's all connected now. I think COD has the worst version of this shit right now currently, because these guys make you pay $70 every year for their new games, and then the multiplayer has skins that also cost fucking money. Shit is insane.
I don't know why I'm saying Call of Duty and boomers. Let's say Counter-Strike. Yeah, CS is boomer Roblox. Now, it literally isn't in many ways, but what it is a mono game, because for many of those people, that may as well be the only game that they play. On our other channel, I cover a lot of World of Warcraft because it unfortunately got its claws into me when I was young, and now I can't escape. And to many people, World of Warcraft is basically the only game they use, the only thing they do. Now, every month, we get a new report from Circana, right? This is their engagement report. And every month, what do we see? We see the same 10 games.
Yep, never changes. Never changes. GTA, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Roblox. You know, even I play a game that, you know, got its claws in me. I play Apex Legends, for example. I even play Grand Theft Auto a lot, you know. And those games got their claws in me when I was a little bit younger. And so now look, dude, guys, I've been playing GTA 5 for almost 10 years now. Like, and I actually have been playing it for 10 years. And it's just now getting a sequel. You know what I mean? Like, Apex has been going on for, what, 6 years at this point? I've been playing it for 6 years, you know? Some of these games you stick with and you gain a loyalty to, you play for years, and you're just making them money. It's insane. You look at the top trending lists of games on any store you go to. Not physically, but digital, obviously. Steam, you know, Origin. I don't know if Origin's still alive. Epic Game Store, PlayStation, Xbox, shit like that, you're gonna see the same games every month, every year for years. It's always been the same games.
Report the highest player counts. Console and PC.
That's why you see videos where people are saying the gaming industry is oversaturated, because it is. Because people are making the same types of games for the same types of genres because it works and people play them.
Now, sometimes a cool indie like Peak will punch through,
Yeah.
especially in PC. And looking at Matthew Ball's work, he has found the same pattern since 2021, where on PC, 5 games make up 30% of total playtime. Those games, COD, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, League, and Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Counter-Strike and League. If you're on PC, then it'd be Counter-Strike and League, and then Call of Duty, Fortnite, and then Minecraft probably. Because those are really popular games for PC. Fortnite's still across all platforms. COD is still popular across all platforms. But I think GTA 5 in specific, and games like 2K, GTA 5, and games like that, they're more popular on consoles. So, yeah, there it is.
Top 10 games, those eat up 50% of playtime on average. What that essentially means is massive concentration. But on consoles, things are even more concentrated. It takes just the top 5 games to hit 50.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say, chat? What did I say? There it is. Look, there it is. There it is. Every year. Every year. For the past 4 years. COD, FIFA, the sports games, 2K, Fortnite, and GTA. Every month, every year, it's the same thing. And I guarantee you that 90% of y'all play the same things. 90% of y'all at least play one of these games.
2% of total play.
Or at least have it installed. One of the two.
Those are COD, FIFA/EAFC, Fortnite, GTA, and NBA 2K. The top 10 reach 60% of playtime. So where does everyone else live? The answer is in margins, 6.5%. What is that number? This will shock you. That is the total playtime for newly released games in 2023. And it was a good year. Just 4 games took half of that 6.5%, which were Baldur's Gate, Starfield, Diablo 4,
Starfield is trash.
and Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy was goated.
In there, yet only 6.
It's also the content creators. The content creators also affect what gets played. As you see, a lot of content creators nowadays play games that are super popular. Very few actually play games that are like indie, that are shout outs to like small developers. Most people nowadays play big games. They, and their audience expect them to play big games. And that's also another problem. I think it's the marketing around the games. It's the people who play the games, especially streamers. Because, streaming and content creation culture nowadays is super popular. It's super big. It's booming right now. So if a streamer is playing a specific game, then people are going to hop on it because they saw their favorite streamer playing it. I think streamers are also a big problem of it too.
6.5%. Why? Well, it's because so many people are willing to play those new games. Because much like the kid who only plays Roblox, or maybe the teen who only plays Fortnite, a lot of people, they only play COD, they only play EA, they only play CS. And Newzoo's 2025 report shows something that's also interesting. The number of people playing just 1 to 3 games per year has actually increased consistently over 4 years.
Yep.
That's across Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox.
If a big game doesn't come out that year, then people are just going to go back to what they're used to.
And the times where people do play more games, those are just when AAAs have a bad year. And that is the closest correlation they've found. Of that 1 to 3 game group in Steam, the majority play Counter-Strike, 37%, or Dota, 10%. So
I forgot Dota
it's
existed.
Very much a case of mega games. And what we see here is it's not just the kids. No, it's
You'll see
actually
adults
the way
too.
that multiple industries within the games industry went. Most players have their game. They might try something else, but
They're going to go back to old reliable, right? Old reliable. Old reliable will never do you wrong, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. What's that? You logging on to CSGO for the 5th time this week? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Just got done with a 12-hour shift working my ass off, busting my ass. Hell yeah, I'm about to come home, about to sit down, take my pants off, and I'm about to play some CSGO, son. That's how it is. That's how it is.
They very often don't, and the numbers back it up. Now think about kids playing games on their phones, or teens playing games on their phones. What does that mean for the next
I don't
generation?
think teenagers play games on their phones.
What does that mean for people who, according to this
Kids.
research, do play a lot of games and are responsible for, well, at least in Roblox, one of the things that's holding up game industry growth, like literally pretty much the only thing that is continuing the COVID trends that all the investor types hope for. Well,
Stupid ad! Get on!
those people don't think of themselves as gamers. So what does that mean for the next generation of games? You may have heard of the now departed investing legend Charlie Munger. One of his good lines is, "Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome." And what these reports show us is that the incentives are changing because the audiences are changing. Companies that need a larger audience will need to meet people where they are. We're seeing that games like Genshin and Infinity Nikki look like Ubisoft-style mega games, but they're launching across console, PC, and phone. Where Winds Meet does the same. That is the new priority.
I think the biggest downfall for most companies who make games nowadays is the fact that they try to cater to an audience that don't give a shit. Seriously. I think that's the biggest problem with current, like, modern day gaming and most of these studios, is that they make games for audiences who don't give a shit. I literally had a conversation about this the other day with one of my friends, and I said that's the biggest problem right now. I saw it happen to one of my favorite series, Sonic the Hedgehog. It happened to that series. They tried to chase a trend. They tried to chase an audience that did not give a jack shit. And what it did to the series was irreparable. It took years for him. It took years for that brand to get its fans back before it got its motion back. Call of Duty has done the same shit. Within the past few years, COD's done the same shit. COD has released all these crossover skins, and eventually it hits a breaking point, and that's exactly what happened. In the newest Call of Duty, they actually took out the goofy skins. I made a video talking about goofy skins in Call of Duty not too long ago. And I was for sure that was going to stay the future for a while. But they actually did something good for once. Activision actually did something good for once. Swear to God.
And it's why PlayStation and Xbox both chase subscription models. Different approaches, but same goal.
Game Pass is going to become the future of Xbox, period. That's it. Xbox is going to turn into Game Pass. It's going to absolve itself and it's just going to become Game Pass. It won't even be Xbox anymore. It'll just be Microsoft Game Pass. That'll be it.
These audiences expect instant access to huge libraries of games, not individual purchases.
What Microsoft did to that studio that made Hi-Fi Rush is actually disgusting. I haven't voiced my opinion on that because it happened a while ago before I got back into content creation. But that shit was disgusting.
And this trickles down into design decisions. Take a look at EA's releases this year. Battlefield and Skate are effectively franchise revivals. They are legacy games coming back for an aging audience who love them.
I hope that Skate game is good. Whew, excuse me. I hope that Skate game is good. I do. The Skate game is good.
Along with some Limp Bizkit to handle the marketing, but they're different. And honestly, in an exciting way, because they are both launching with user-generated content tools. Often I think of UGC.
This is the future of gaming, by the way. He's making a very good point here. This is the true future of gaming. If they give their fans dev tools and let them make games of their own, that's the future. Because Roblox has a dev tool. Minecraft was like the founder of the dev tool for games. But allowing their creators to have dev tools in the game itself is going to cause gaming to have a big boom, and it's going to allow for people to express their creativity. It's going to allow for people to build their own games inside of games, which is actually a really good thing in my opinion, because that means that we'll keep the humanity in gaming and we won't be all replaced by AI. Hopefully. GTA 2. I hope GTA 6 has an RP integration software that allows GTA RP to exist alongside of GTA 6. I hope Rockstar works on a deal with that. because that'll be really nice to have. Fortnite too. I completely forgot about Fortnite actually. Fortnite is another big example. Fortnite gives their creators dev tools to make games, and that's what keeps it popular. Is that the actual developers, the Epic Games, don't have to work as hard. They don't have to work as hard. They just give the tools to the creators, and they do it themselves. That's free money. That's free money, chat. Free money.
And I think of some bizarre skibbity situation with a lot of very vibrant colors that makes me feel old and confused happening in Roblox. Well, what does UGC mean for something like Battlefield? Tell you what it means. Extremely impressive shit, at least based on what we've seen from BF6 so far. So it could very much be that those dynamics work for the audiences of those games, and that if done right, those games could see growth in a similar-ish way. And there is some precedent as well. It's a little thing that we call the modding culture of PC gaming. Right?
Modding is the
Just
GOAT.
This time it's framed through Roblox's horrifically predatory ecosystem, one that uses kids to generate infinite revenue. Yeah, moral issues very much exist. God damn, what?
Moral issues have been a problem in gaming for many years, man. It's been many years, Biller. It's been many years, buddy. I hope you're watching this. It's been many years. You looking at me? It's been many years. Trust me. We all know this. Oh, we all know.
What a business model. Turns out just child labor. That's where it was at all the time. Child labor, parents' money.
He knows. He knows.
This demographic change opens audiences up to new sorts of experiences. These kids find new modes daily. They play new games daily within their Roblox. Maybe to them, they have an incredibly diverse gaming library and are playing new things absolutely all of the time, in a way that you or I maybe don't, because firing up a new indie game, learning a bunch of new systems and all of that legit just takes brain effort. I mean, for a simple example, it's no wonder that systemic...
People don't want to use their brains anymore. Common sense is a dying breed, and people's drive to be creative is dying. It's as simple as that. TikTok brain, Reddit brain, Twitter brain, especially Twitter brain. Oh God, I meet so many smooth brain ass people on Twitter every day. It's insane.
Make experience-driven games like Peak or Lethal Company take off, and then get microtransaction-filled clones in Roblox to get that.
And the Roblox version got more players. I remember this. This actually happened, chat. The Roblox version of this game got more players than the actual game itself.
But certain games simply don't matter to this changing audience.
Nope.
Because so far in this video, we've not talked about linear single-player narrative games, which so far do seem to be limited to sad dad games. They just aren't in the equation here.
That's why Sony hasn't changed their style of making video games in 10 years. Because they know single-player linear games that are story-based are going to sell. If Sony were to pump out another Concord, that'd be it. That'd be over. It'd be over. It'd be Joe over for Sony. They know that. They know that. They're very aware of that. That's why they stick to what they know, and that's that. Because the multiplayer game genre has already been covered. It's oversaturated. It's done for. People don't give a shit. That's why Concord failed and Marvel Rivals didn't. Because Marvel Rivals was a better game. I won't lie. Yes, quality-wise, it was a better game. But it was also because it had that Marvel brand. It had that Marvel branding. I know people who got into that game because it was Marvel, chat. A lot of people got into that game because it was Marvel, not because it was good.
Even though I wager those are the games that most people watching this channel care about quite a bit indeed. That might be a shocking thing, but it might be the best thing for the games that you love.
Yep.
Okay, think of this. The highest rated network broadcast of 2024 was Tracker. It got 11.34 million views. High Potential and Matlock Revival followed, all exceeded 15 million viewers. Massive successes. But the market is so big that you may not know about them. I literally did not know about any of those things until I came upon doing this video. Now those shows
I didn't know either.
Outperformed Emmy-winning things like Shogun, The Bear, The Traders, Hacks, and all of those were outperformed by...
I don't even watch television anymore, chat. I don't know any of those shows. I've seen clips online, but I don't even watch TV anymore. I don't know who watches television anymore. And I have streaming services. I don't use them.
Squid Game and Netflix, which itself was outperformed by TikTok and social media. But it doesn't mean those experiences are being wiped out, and I think that's where we're getting to in games. When great games release, they aren't trying to appeal to everyone. They are
appealing to their audience,
maxing what they should be as a game
exactly.
For their people. And if that is so good, it can expand.
That's the key. That's the key. There it is. There it is. That's the key. Do what your fans love, and other people will notice. Other people will notice.
Expand its audience, then we see these games grow, and very often grow massively via viral network effects dynamics, like say with a company. And thinking of critical and public consensus, Expedition 33 is incredible. It is a top runner for Game of the Year. But if you look at top selling games of the year,
wasn't even up there.
Engagement charts, you won't see Expedition 33. It is in there. 1 in 20 players on Steam or Xbox played Expedition 33 at launch, according to Circana. Slightly fewer.
Some games people would rather watch than play as well. I think that's another important part of this topic, of this talking point.
PlayStation. But what we've learned is the market may be expanding and changing, but even now, in an industry that rewards big games and entrenched audiences, those games can still be made. They can still be enjoyed, and that is what matters. And I think the biggest lesson of all of these is that execution matters and that focus matters.
Yep.
Expedition 33 is everything you would want with nothing that you would not want for a game like that. It is not a bloated, shambling mess, saddled by having to find meaningful work for a production crew of 300 people. And funnily enough, that might mean it's well executed and there is strong focus.
Indie games are our future. Indie gaming is our future. Indie games are the future.
I think that is going to be the way forward for the sorts of games that many of us would be afraid we're going to stop seeing. Now in this video, you've learned how the gaming market is changing. The demographics have...
Alright, well. Yeah, I mean, there it is. Gaming is technically dying out. Gamers themselves are dying out. Mobile gaming is at a super as highest peak, which in my opinion, it's always been super high for a while now. And it's only now being exposed for how truly it is. Like how truly bad it's gotten. Yeah, man. This is insane. It's Joe Over, right? Yeah, it's Joe Over. I'm gonna give Bel Air a like though. I'm gonna give Bel Air a like though, and we're gonna post this link inside of the chat. I want you guys to give this guy credit. Okay. Watch the original video first, please. Yep.